Hello, my two-legged and four-legged friends. How is everyone doing today? Again, it's another beautiful day here in my kitchen, and I'm just possum. We are cooking today whole chicken with pumpkin, sweet potato, carrots, a lot of spices with a garlic and onion sauce on the side in an Instapot. Now, I'm pretty excited about this because I just started using Instapot. And I'm looking forward to tasting what the result of this is going to be. Today's ingredients are black pepper, oregano, salt, za'atar, our Middle Eastern spice, turmeric for color and its anti-inflammatory properties, ginger for all the goodness that that brings, a red onion, coconut oil, sweet potato, carrots, garlic, our beautiful chicken, a big piece of pumpkin, which is fantastic for the digestive tract. Now, I decided to take the peel off the sweet potato today. Voila. So when we're cooking in the Instapot, the pieces have to be relatively large because it cooks so quickly. You don't want it to fall apart in the cooking process. And then you'll have potato mash. Now our carrots. So with the garlic, if you're not cooking for your dog and just for yourself and putting it in an Instapot, you would leave them whole so they don't go mushy too quickly. And in this case, because I'm making the sauce, I am definitely going to be cutting them in smaller pieces. My cat will eat chicken, and she always does whenever I cook it. So that'll be a nice treat for them as well. They also like cheese. Cats can eat cheese, dogs can eat cheese. So what I actually discovered was that when you cook the onions and garlic on the side in a separate pan and you caramelize them and then you add them to the dish, you actually get the flavor far greater than if they were cooked inside the actual recipe. So from now on, that's how I'm going to cook. Everything's going to be separate. Of course, the garlics and onions have to be so that the puppies don't get it. But I used to not cook it at all until I discovered this. Now I'm using a red onion, but you can use white onions. They have all kinds of great onions on the market today. They have Aztec onions that are very sweet and delicious, but I always typically like red. Especially if I'm using them raw in my salads, they're very delicious. Much more digestible than a white onion, raw. Now, my little tip to everyone, because I know we all have different utensils, for those of you who are cooking experts, the knives have to be sharp, okay? Don't work with dull knives. A, takes double the time, and B, it's more dangerous actually. At least with a sharp knife, it's predictable as to how it's gonna slice the vegetables or the meat or whatever you're cutting. How you doing, my baby girl? How are you? Are you good? Are you here for dinner? Oh, the big kiss. Oh, yeah. Look at my baby. This is Midsi. I babysit her sometimes. She's a wonderful little puppy who has a lot of love. She was recently adopted, and she's awesome.
Sam, the famous Sam.
Hi, Sam. You're looking good. Your hair's getting longer.
I know.
Yeah, you're looking dapper. You hungry, boo-boo? Are you ready to eat?
He's always hungry.
Always hungry. Oh, the big boy. When you're using the Instapot, I mean, pumpkins have really tough skin, as we all know, when we try to carve it for Halloween. So I'm going to actually leave the skin on, and then once it's cooked, I can remove it easily. Because what happens is that if you try to do it now, you'll end up losing half of the meat inside. So easy breezy, I figure 4 pieces should do the trick. Now remember, pumpkin is fantastic for the digestive tracts. It's great for if you have diarrhea or your puppy. It cleans you out. It's a detoxifier as well. It's full of minerals. Anything grown from the earth is full of minerals, which is great. And that's why I like to go organic, because when it is organic, at least you know that everything's in it is clean, right? So the earth is clean, the environment is clean, and it's delicious. Now, you can do this a couple of ways. Because I don't like cooking olive oil, because it turns into a saturated fat, I love using the coconut oil. And with the chicken, if you want to marinate it in advance, you have a choice. You can either deskin it, or you can take the skin off afterwards. So that's what I'm going to do, because I actually might use some of that sauce, since we're cooking it with water and coconut oil, then I can always use it for extra flavor, right? So we can put it on the dog's oatmeal, the quinoa, whatever have you. So when I take the chicken, I've decided that I'm actually going to take the coconut oil and put it inside the chicken. So you simply take the coconut and put it inside. So you have the choice. You can either put the herbs on before you put it in the pot or after. So for visual content and so that you guys can see how much I'm using, I mean, pretty much I always tend to use about 2 tablespoons of each spice. And you also have a choice. You can actually put some quinoa or some grains inside the chicken as well, because it will cook together, and that's really nice. It's like turkey and stuffing. So you can do the same concept with the chicken. Salt, oregano, and again, you can use any spice that you like to eat. These are just my go-tos and my favorites. Black pepper. Remember, yes, dogs can eat black pepper. Ginger. Turmeric. And the za'atar. Fantastic. Let's put it in the pot. Now, to mention about the Instapot, you have 2 choices. It comes in 6 ounce and 8 ounce. For the 6 ounce Instapot, you use 1 cup of water, and the 8 ounce you'll use 2 cups. Okay, so you place the chicken inside, and then you can pour the water on top. Now, typically the Instapot has a metal riser. I do recommend that you use it just to separate, so the skin also and the fat falls to the bottom of the Instapot, and then you can put the vegetables on top of the chicken. Now, we always want to give thanks to our wonderful creatures that have sacrificed their lives for us and our animals. Blessings. Just tuck that in around the chicken. So remember, 2 cups for 8 ounce and 1 cup for 6 ounce pot. And just spread it all around. Amazing, it even talks to you. So there is a little nozzle at the back. It says vent or not vent. It's a manual release. That's what they call it, because you actually are asked to release it manually if you want all the pressure to come out after it's finished cooking. But I find that if I keep it closed, the skin and the meat of the chicken becomes much more tender, which is what we really want, right? It goes to 8 minutes. It's all set. This is for our chicken, and that's it. It's on and ready to cook. I can hear it sizzling a little bit. It's quite exciting. I am going to make the garlic and onion sauce. Very simple, same coconut oil that I love so much. We add the garlic. And the onions at the same time, since they both have the same cooking ratio. And I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. So a tablespoon of salt, and the same with the pepper. Wonderful. Start letting it sizzle up. And let the coconut oil melt off the spoon that I'm using, and grab a rubber tipped utensil so I don't ruin my frying pan. Let's turn it down to simmer in probably 7 minutes, and I'm going to cover it. It already smells so delicious, and I'm getting very hungry. I hope you are too. It smells so good. Okay, et voilà, pièce de résistance. Ooh. Oh, the spices. Oh, just the natural smell of the actual vegetables and the chicken. Cooked to perfection. Perfect. Our sauce is ready, and so is our food. It's time to eat. Delicious. So again, this was just garlic and onions and coconut oil. If you want to make it more liquid, you can add chicken stock to it, or even a little bit of water, no problem. It is so flavorful and strong, it's fantastic. And now the masterpiece. Let's just put everything, oh, this is, I can't even tell you the smell. It's just absolutely delicious. So natural. Literally, the meat is falling off the bone. Beautiful. Look at the color, huh? Between the carrots and the pumpkin and the sweet smell of the sweet potato. All we have to do now is remove the skin, which is my preference. Now, I don't typically give skin to my dogs because it can cause diarrhea, actually, the high fat content. And if they're not used to eating the skin, then when it's cooked, it changes its chemical balance in the stomach, as opposed to having it raw, for example. Et voilà, we're ready to eat. I'm hearing some noises behind me. I think someone's hungry. Oh, here comes the other one. Hi, Bobby. You want to eat too? Oh, my baby. Okay, let me get it ready, but come. Let's come off. Come over here now. Okay, you stay right there and let me start cutting and serving all of my little furry friends. Oh, how delicious. Honestly, the Instapot, I have to tell you, is fantastic. And definitely quick, that's for sure. And the color of the turmeric on the skin of the meat of this chicken is beautiful. It's like this yellowish orange. And for me, I will serve myself some garlic onion sauce. For those of you who like garlics and onions, this is the way to do it. I will never again put it in my food. Cook it aside and see what happens. It's divine. And for the babies. Now, if your dog doesn't want to chew the big pieces of the vegetables, you can just break them up, make them, softer and more mushy. Now remember, you can always feed a dog raw bones off the chicken, but definitely not when they're cooked. Although I have seen dogs, eat them when they find them around on the streets or in the parks and it hasn't hurt them, but the precaution is not to, because they do splinter, right? We're going to show you the next recipe will be beef bones, and they can eat those whether they're raw or cooked and never have a problem. I'm going to cut them up in small little pieces, depending how big your dog is or small your dog is. And the cats too. And in fact, one thing I've noticed about dogs is that they really like home-cooked meals. They really do. They love the spices and the herbs that I cook with. It's like a big treat every night when they, come for have dinner or breakfast, or happiness all around. Dinner time. We'll save the vegetables for last. Those kids that don't like veggies? You have some dogs that are exactly the same. And it's okay, You can actually cook vegetables in your NutriBullet or your blender and actually put the vegetables with the meat. So we're going to get to that in one of our episodes and show you how to treat your dog in a very healthy way without them even knowing it's healthy. Right? No, that's my plate. Mm-hmm. Okay, more. Ciao. You want my plate or yours? Oh, good boy, Sammy. Oh, amazing. High five. Eh? No licky. High five. High five. Paw? Hey! If you love what you've seen today and want to learn some more, subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. Yalla, mama. Come on. Don't be such a princess. Huh. Okay. Good boy, Sammy.